I'm Sparky. I joined the choir in the fall of 1986. I sing in the bass section.
I'm Kristen Burkert Sepulveda, and I joined the choir in 1989. I'm a soprano.
Hi, I'm Cindy Zarini, and I joined the choir in January of 1987. I've mostly sung in the bass section.
I'm CJ Rochko. I joined in 86. I'm one of the cute basses, though we never, Weren't we the first ever choir in the United States to use lesbian in our name?
Absolutely.
We were the first city and the only city for the longest time to have an out men's chorus and a lesbian chorus.
And I remember at pride events with TV cameras there. And I wasn't one to put a bag over my head, but I definitely was wearing hat and glasses. And if I saw a camera, I ducked because I could lose my job.
And at the time, of course, the pride parades were block long. So it would be very easy to be found
Spotted.
out, to be spotted.
In terms of the media, they ignored us, because we were supposed to be invisible.
Because we're women.
Yes, and that's true.
And, let's face it, the gay men, they kind of got it more in their face because that was so threatening to other men.
And back then, the only way we reached an audience was by putting an ad in Just Out, walking up and down Hawthorne Street, putting up flyers on the telephone poles.
Yeah.
We would do mailing parties so we could send out postcards. And we had to sort by zip code, 97214, 97214. Oh, look, there's a lesbian in Beaverton. 97214.
Because lesbians lived in inner Southeast
That's
because
where
it
we
was
did.
safe.
So I showed up and they were singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
There's a whole world of women's choral music out there. And I had come from Cincinnati, where I was a founding mother of the Muse Choir. And I had been on that committee that it got them organized. So that was one of the things that I suggested that we do, is at least come up with some kind of steering committee. And then we just started all those discussions.
Long discussions.
Long discussions, because we decided that as women, we wanted to do things based on consensus.
And it's so important to get those other viewpoints.
And you have to remember the time. We didn't have email.
We didn't have cell
There was
phones.
no Zoom. There was no cell phones.
God,
there was
there
no
was no Zoom.
texting. Processing had to take place there because it really couldn't take place necessarily outside of that because we could only sort of meet together. Relatively early on, we also made the decision to get 501c3 nonprofit status.
You had to say that there was a president of the choir, a secretary, and a treasurer. And of course, here we are, being run by consensus, and no one wanted to be the secretary. They're like,
Remember how we could never get the sopranos to have a sectional because they were all divas?
I do not remember that. We had trouble getting people to be sopranos because if you're really an out lesbian, it was a butch way of being out. And so everybody wanted to be a bass.
I wanted to be a bass, but not for that reason. I had my own ulterior
You had
motive.
your own reason for being with the basses forever.
So I remember that the Sopranos hosted a femme party, and everybody was supposed to come in a dress and bring femme food. And it was so funny what people thought was femme food. Pink things, pink frosting or something like that. And Jell-O molds or something. I mean, it was just, we had enough chance to just laugh at that I think people kind of got over it.
I remember we performed at the YWCA, First Congregational Church. We did that wonderful joint concert with PGMC for their 5th anniversary when it was our 6-month anniversary or something called Together, at Washington High School.
What happened to those folks with their heads down? That humble group is acting mighty proud.
This choir continues to be critically important.
Yes, and needed.
young people, for people who are disaffected, for people who are moving here, for people who are coming out late in life.
It was just a place to find the community and sort of figure out who you are.
Lifelong friends.
Yeah. Look at us.
Pick it up.
It's been